Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to paint a border using leaves and greenery. So let's do it. Okay, so to start, I'm just going to go through my materials. I have my Arches watercolor paper. I just cut it down to a 5x7 size, but do whatever size works for you. I have my Winsor Cotman watercolors, my Princeton snap brushes. I'm going to be trying out a size 10 and a size 6. And I have my paper towel and my water, and we're ready to start. So we're just going to be doing a very simple greenery border. Okay, so it's a little bit different than a wreath. I mean, for a wreath, you can just make a circle and do it around there, but I'm just going to be doing some greenery around a border. You could always do some lettering inside, quotes, put a picture, whatever you like, but we're just going to make a super simple greenery border. So the key to this is using different types of greens to really give a variation of color and different types of greenery. So here, I'm just gonna throw them on my palette. I have a sap green by Winsor & Newton. Just gonna throw some there. I also have a Hooker's Green Dark, which I'm also gonna throw there. I am going to put some more of the Hooker's Green Dark there. And to make a darker color of this, I am going to add some dioxazine purple. Okay. It's going to give a really nice hunter green color. Like that. I'm going to take my sap green. And now I am mixing it on a palette which isn't clean, but the back color is kind of blue and gray, which I don't mind if it mixes in a little bit. I'm gonna throw in some, oopsie, it's mixing, but that's okay. Cadmium orange to get a bit of a olive green color, and I'll mix it in with a bit of that dark green, that's fine. Okay, just to give some different kinds of greens, and you can really do whatever you like with them. I usually mix as I go along, but I just wanted to show you a couple different ways that you could do that. Okay, so I'm just going to start off by doing some light colored, larger leaves. So I'm going to use my sap green, and I'm just going to create a little kind of branch. You could always do that in brown too if you wanted. And then just using the shape of my brush, putting hard pressure, light pressure, and then doing another one beside it. You can leave a little bit of white space. You don't have to. Like that. Okay? And I'm just going to do a couple more of those off that branch. Just dabbing some color at the bottom there. Okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Really using the shape of your brush to get that leaf shape, okay? So use the tip, using light pressure, and use the belly of the brush, which is like the middle big part, by using heavy pressure. And then light pressure, heavy pressure, and it just gives you that really nice teardrop leaf shape. Now I'm gonna have some leaves layered, and then I'm going to have some leaves also bleeding into one another. Just my preference, what I like. So I'm going to take some of that Hooker's Green Dark, and I'm going to tear in my paper. Probably could have done that sooner. And I'm just going to create another stem here. Do maybe a bit smaller, but just touching that other leaf. Just because I do like those color bleeds. Like that. Maybe I'll do another one over here. Oops. Gently touching it. just because I love that little color bleed. See, that light color is just bleeding into the dark one. Over here, the dark was bleeding into the light. I just think it gives such a nice effect. And then I typically go back in with some more like darker pigment, more paint, and I'll just like even go back over the stem again so it touches the leaves. Some of that darker color runs into it. Okay. And yeah, you just kind of keep going. So another leaf you could do, maybe you could do some longer stem leaves, not stems, longer leaf shapes. So just dragging them out a little further. Again, touching another leaf if you like. You can do them smaller in other places. I'm gonna go back in with some dark color. I might grab some brown actually, just to make it a bit more like that. Okay. Just playing around. There's no really specific way that I put these in. I just try to spread them out. Like that. Okay, and then you just kind of keep going around. In hindsight, I probably should have gotten a bigger piece of paper because I'm doing fairly big leaves. This would look better on a bigger piece of paper. I'm gonna have quite a small area for writing or whatever you want to put in there. But this is just kind of show you the technique. I'll take, actually, you know what? I'll wait to use that darker color. So again, just gonna keep doing the same kind of shapes around. Okay. This is also great for practicing leaves too, because you're doing so many of those shapes. My hooker's green dark. So if you try and do a color bleed where your one leaf touches another and one color seems to take over the other color, like all the dark green runs into the light green, that could be because you have too much water. Okay, you'll see kind of like a pool of water and you'll see the color kind of run through the water rather than spread out. And that's just because you might have too much water. In that case, if that happens, you can always just press down with your paper towel, mop it up, and then go back over it and try again. Now, if you notice here, it's dry. And so that dark color is only bleeding into the wet part that was at the top, and it's dry right there. So if you want to fix that, you could just go over the whole leaf again, like that. One thing I love about watercolor is that it's pretty forgiving, and you can kind of make mistakes even though they're not really mistakes, and it still looks good anyway. Sometimes I really like those watermarks, depending on the kind of piece I'm doing. But I think it adds like a cool texture. And there's a police car. Okay. Like that. Take some of that. These little long stems. Just drag it out a bit longer. You can even curve some of them going down. Just really using the shape of that brush. Okay. Go back in with some darker bits. Again, if it doesn't bleed all the way through, it's probably because it's starting to dry. I don't mind it. It's totally your preference of what you like, what you want it to look like. And then you can always just pop in leaves wherever you think they'll look good. See, when I went back in with the darker color on these, those leaves were already dry, so I'm just kind of dragging out that color. Because I'm getting some harsh watermarks. I'm just blending it out while it's still a little wet in those areas. But yeah, just have fun with it, honestly. And just kind of look, you can see that the spacing in the middle isn't, like there's more foliage up here than there is down here. So you can, just to even it out, you can create a bit more. And then I did have the darker green here that I made, but I didn't end up using it. I kind of like the brightness of these greens. But there you go. A nice, bright, fresh, greenery border. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for more. Have a great day, guys. Bye.